1985. And that forest, they executed many witches, because it was against the law to be a witch. Today, Baruch Hashem, there's plenty of witches, but it's legal ones. But over there, in that I knew the man would smile. But anyway, can you recognize in the picture the fire that burned all those witches? I want you to pay attention to the picture and tell me if you see something over there. That was only a joke. Some pictures that were taking place in a cemetery. Look, somebody took a picture in a cemetery and pay attention to what they saw in the air. You see? A face, a huge face, inside. Here is some other spiritual picture. Somebody took a picture and guess what they saw in the air? Nobody knows. You see that? Then, there's another picture in a cemetery. Look what happened in the air. The camera was detecting something that nobody saw when they took the picture. You see, that guy ate chulent and his stomach hurts, and they wanted to take a picture to remember what happened, and look what they found in the background. Every word is too much. Here, another picture. Somebody else came to the... Come on. Maybe the girls are screaming. What? You're getting nervous? Oh, wait a minute. Pay attention now. You remember the story, 3 men and a girl and a baby? Yeah. Okay, this is the actor. His name is Ted Danson. Right. Okay, so you know who I'm talking about. While they were shooting the movie, they took some of the pictures in a house. That's where they filmed the movie. When they came to the studio to edit the movie, they were shocked. They saw that while they were filming a part from the movie, there's a boy standing in the background. The director of the movie says, anybody knows who's this boy? How did he get into the apartment? And they started to ask around and said, no, he wasn't there when we filmed. I know what I filmed, he wasn't there. They called the owner of the house, and guess what they found? This boy was a son that used to live in that apartment, and he committed suicide with the gun of his father. And his spirits are still in that house. And while the camera was shooting the film, the camera saw what the eye of the photographer could not see. Here is a picture that was taken by a builder. He came to renovate a school, and he was taking pictures, and he saw a girl. Pay attention, no feet. Now remember, he couldn't see anything. He was just taking pictures. When they developed the picture, the camera was able to detect certain things. This is a picture in Portugal, in a botanic garden. They took a picture, and pay attention, there's an image of somebody here. You see a picture that was taken in a car? Nobody knows what's in the background.
No, this is too much, I can't.
It's a picture of a baby, there's an old woman planning to do something. Just before we're done, I want to show you the movie I promised. After the movie, 1 second. Shh. Here he goes.
There are thousands of stories like this, and Dr. Jim Tucker has gathered many of them.
We're investigating cases of very young children who spontaneously begin talking about previous lives. They usually begin between the ages of 2 and 3 and continue until the age of 5 or 6. We're looking at these cases to as much as possible about this phenomenon.
Jim Tucker is preparing a research trip to meet one of his subjects, a child claiming to remember a past life.
Gus Ortega is a little boy in Colorado who has talked about being his grandfather. This began when he was 18 months old, and he's made a number of statements that seem quite specific. This one is a stronger case because the child has made some very specific statements that seems very unlikely he could have heard through normal means.
Gus Ortega's case is only one of many.
We've been studying these cases for the last 40 years. We've now collected over 2,700 cases like this. These cases have been found all over in Asia, in West Africa, they've been found in South America, in Europe, and the United States, pretty much wherever they've been looked for.
In a place not quite that far away, a hospital in America. An old man is dying. And a young boy believes he is this man reborn. Gus Ortega is a normal 6-year-old. Like most boys, he cherishes his time with his dad. But this relationship is different. Gus remembers that he played with his dad in a previous life. Only then, he was the father, and his dad was his son. This is the case that UVA scientist Jim Tucker is investigating.
Whenever I go to see a case, I go with a certain amount of skepticism. I never go with the assumption that this is reincarnation. And that's also the same approach that I have with the work as a whole. We're here because this is an interesting phenomenon, so we're trying to learn as much about it as possible.
Catch it! Oh, good job!
Grandpa Augie died in 1993. His son Ron found him lying on the floor in his home. A stroke. Grandpa Augie died 5 hours later. He was a shopkeeper. He sold everything people wanted to buy, and he loved his family. But he never met his grandson, Gus. Gus was born 1 year after Grandpa Augie's death. One day, when he was just a year and a half, Gus was alone in his room with his father.
Ron came out and told me that he just finished changing Augie's diaper, and that he looked right up at him and said, "You know, Dad, when I was your age, I used to change your diaper."
I was flabbergasted, to be honest with you. I thought it was just kind of strange, especially the choice of words to say that phrase, "when I was your age," for this little 1.5-year-old toddler.
He started talking about Grandpa, and just the little things he was saying that we knew he couldn't have known because he never met Grandpa. His grandfather died a year before he was born. So, we were pretty puzzled about it.
Then one day, Ron Ortega brought a set of old photos home, and something even more remarkable occurred.
And I said, "Oh, look, look at this old photograph." And he came up to it and he goes, "Oh, there's me." I mean, I was like just totally astounded, it just stopped me, cold. I mean, because how would he know that?
Gus would make more statements like that over the course of the next years. He would recollect episodes of his grandfather's life that even Ron could hardly remember. And he was there. Gus knew more about his grandfather